that, I think. So you want to do, we'll talk about,
Yeah, we'll talk about Ryan Gosling.
well, actually, you do yours first
Okay.
because it's a part of the slideshow.
Ah.
All right, let's go. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
This is the Jedi Enclave Presents. Now, this is Podcasting Podcast, which is your weekly podcast about Star Wars and Star Wars accessories, which always feels like a lie when we are on this part of, like, I don't know.
There is no Star Wars.
There's no Star Wars happening. Like, on the bright side, Zero Company comes out in less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have that to talk about, and
Yeah.
I'll be playing it. I'm pretty sure Galactic Racer comes out
That seems like it should be pretty soon.
pretty soon, yeah.
Maybe fall or Christmas or something
Yeah,
like that.
so we'll be talking about that. And then I guess in August we have the Ninth Jedi,
Mhm.
which is either a show or a movie. I can't remember. I have not looked into it that much.
Either way, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I am more okay with allowing myself to be surprised by that and not looked into it too much because it isn't really canon.
Yeah, it's sort of just on its own
Yeah,
little island.
right. So I don't need to delve into the broader implications of the Star Wars universe and, like, what happens in the Ninth Jedi.
Yeah.
You know. So while you're here, if you could give us a like on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and TikTok and Kick, all of those things are things we're on. You can join us on Discord, which the link is there in the description of this video here. If you like to talk about nerdy stuff and, you know, Star Wars and House of the Dragon or whatever it is that you watch, as long as it's appropriate to talk about in public. And then what else? We are probably going to see Spider-Man on Saturday.
Yep.
And I think we might have a show on Saturday as well, like a surprise show. We'll do like a little review for it.
It's not really a surprise if you announce it
Yeah.
beforehand.
I guess an unscheduled, you know.
Well, if we're talking about doing it, that's not really on schedule either.
S-
A bonus show.
Yeah, bonus show. That's a better way of putting it. So we'll be doing that. And then yeah. So what are we talking about first?
So speaking of bonus shows, this is a bonus topic that I sprung on Daniel like 5 minutes ago.
I know nothing about it.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is kind of having a moment right now.
Mhm.
So there's like season 2 of the Netflix show, which came out a little while back.
Mhm.
There's the movie, which you can see officially and
Mhm.
not just, you know, in the leaked form from from a couple weeks ago.
I forgot. I'm a few episodes into this. I forgot the live action show happened, and I have not finished it yet.
Oh, you should probably get on that.
Yeah.
So just a couple days ago, we had the trailer for the new series,
Mhm.
Avatar: Seven Havens, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then something you weren't even aware of until we talked about it before the show. There's a video game out, Avatar: Legends: The Fighting Game, which is a terrible title. Like, the fighting game is actually part of the title. It's real bad. This is one of the most fun video games I have ever played.
Really?
Yes.
What is it called?
Avatar: Legends: The Fighting Game. It's a, like, Street Fighter / Mortal Kombat type thing is the closest analog for something I think you might have experience with. It is incredibly fun. It's fast and kinetic and violent in a cartoony way.
Like 2D?
Yes. Hand-drawn animation. It looks very close to the show. As a fighting game, this is fantastic. Everything surrounding it is really rough. It is very obvious that Paramount wanted this game to come out now to coincide with all the other stuff that's happening. Yeah. Like, it was rushed.
Did it need more time?
It really needed like 3 more months in the oven. Because, like, so online play, for instance, very important to a competitive game like this. So you can go on and you can just get matched with a random person.
Okay.
Or you can play against a friend.
If you have any.
Yes. But there are some features missing. Like, ordinarily, a fighting game like this has a ranked mode where you're given like a skill level and you win, your rank goes up, you lose, your rank goes down, and then every time you queue, you get matched with someone who's approximately your skill level.
Sure. Yeah, something Battlefront 2 doesn't have.
Yeah.
By the way.
This game launched without ranked mode, which is a very strange omission because in the year of our Lord 2026, the way most people are going to engage with a fighting game is online, and a game like this, it's really easy to get demoralized if you just keep losing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because there's no teammates to blame anything on, right?
It's just 1v1.
Yes,
yeah.
it's you
yeah.
versus them,
Right.
and if you lose, it's very difficult to not say, I did something
Skill
wrong.
level. Yeah.
So not having some way to automatically match you against someone who's about your skill level is a weird omission
yeah.
and points to the game being rushed. It's very common for online games like this to have a spectator mode, right? Where you can like be in a lobby with like 4 or 5 of your friends, and like 2 of you are playing and everyone else is watching, and then you rotate through as people play. This game doesn't have that either, which again is probably a victim of the game being rushed, because like if you look at the pre-release promotional materials, they wanted to have these things in there.
Yeah.
It was just Paramount pushed it out the door, and it gets worse. Like the tutorials and things have like the wrong instructions, or they just don't work.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like the things that are supposed to teach you how to play the game
Yeah.
just don't function.
Yikes.
It's incredibly frustrating, because this game, like once you're playing it, it is so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck here between wanting to tell everyone I know to buy this game, which is only $30, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
yeah.
much easier sell than like $60 or $70.
Like a AAA. Yeah. Title.
I want to tell everyone I know to buy this and play it because it's so great, but it's like I also want to tell them to like wait 6 to 12 months so the developers can.
Well, I was going to ask: is it a
that,
live service? Or are they going to like?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so at least they'll have a chance to fix it.
They've committed to like at least a year, and depending on how it goes and how much Paramount is willing to put into this to keep promoting,
probably
IP,
isn't a lot.
Which tough to say.
Yeah.
But like for at least a year, it's going to get active development support. So that's my rant for right now.
Okay.
Fuck Paramount, fuck the games industry in general, but play Avatar Legends. It's a good game.
Meme8275 said game industry is cooked, which is probably true. I feel like a conversation like this happens every time there's a new game in any fandom or whatever. There's a new Star Wars. I am very nervous about the 2 upcoming Star Wars games for this very reason.
Yeah.
And the like business as usual right now in the gaming industry is to put out a half-baked product and just fix it on the fly. And that wouldn't be so, I mean, that's on its is pretty bad, but it wouldn't be so bad if they were out soliciting pre-orders and getting people to speculatively bet on whether or not a game is going to be like in working condition when it comes out.
Yeah.
If you're interested in hearing a really good game reviewer rage about stuff like this, go check out Jim Stephanie Sterling on YouTube, because I don't think they're doing videos anymore, because they're kind of video game writers now.
Oh, cool.
But their reviews are really good. They go after some of the big, like Ubisoft and like Activision and some of those like really shitty, then go after the human rights abuses, like the people actually making the games, and also the state of the games when they come out and everything. And that's too bad, because Avatar fans deserve better. Everyone deserves better. Yep. If you're, and I know, like, maybe you say, oh, it's only a $30 game. That's not an excuse. Like, if you're paying any amount of money for it, unless they're telling you, we're selling this game for cheaper because it might not work when it comes out and we'll be fixing it on the fly, then okay. Like, if you want to take that risk and you want to spend your money on that, then that's perfectly fine.
You run into that with like Steam early access games,
yeah,
where they'll be offering it for like $10, $20, and they'll say like it's still in active development. This is effectively an open beta that you are buying, and that when it comes out, it'll be $40 to $60 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, all right then. Chris says, "May the force be with you, Daniel and Chris. I hope you're both having a good night. We're having a pretty decent night
so far.
This is a live stream, so we'll be checking the chat as we go along. So if you want to come by and say hi and let us know what we're talking, or let us know what you think about what we're talking today. Before we get to the House of the Dragon portion of our, well, let me switch us over to this. Oh, that's not right. Hold on.
One moment.
There we go.
Oh, okay, we did it.
Our first item of discussion today, which is brief. There was a big Marvel Circle jerk in a convention hall somewhere this weekend. You might have felt
it.
it.
It was San Diego Comic-Con or
Yeah.
something like that, because it was
some kind. Yeah.
Avatar had a panel at the
Yeah.
same event, the Avatar franchise, I
Yeah.
should say.
They had a pretty big Marvel thing, and as far as I can tell, the biggest thing that came out of it was that Ryan Gosling has been cast as the new Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Which I don't know how to feel about this on two different levels. First of all, being that I'm not an enormous Ryan Gosling fan, though I will concede immediately that he's amazing in Project Hail Mary.
He's really good in Barbie too.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie very much.
Okay,
I like the idea of that movie and I appreciate the message, but I was just kind of like, maybe it was because it's such a cultural moment and everyone was talking about it, and I was like, just shut up about Barbie.
Barbenheimer?
Yeah. Oh, it was a whole thing. Yeah. And I'm hoping he's good in the upcoming Star Wars movie.
Honestly, I'm not putting anything past Ryan Gosling. I will never doubt his acting chops again.
He clearly has the chops. I'm still working out whether or not I personally like his face, I guess. Because there's something about him that just kind of bothers me. I don't know what it is. And it's highly personal, and I understand that. I think the thing I'm really pissed off about is that the Ghost Rider before him was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And I would very much like that to still be the case. And I understand that now that we're in the MCU / I don't know, Sony, depending on what mood they're in, I guess he's now technically Spider-Noir.
Yep.
But it would be kind of nice to have Nicolas Cage
just have a Ghost Rider verse.
I don't know if you guys have seen Ghost Rider the movie, like the Nicolas Cage. I think they made 2 of them.
It was not very good.
I think it got a sequel. Neither of them were great, but he was great in them. So yeah, there was that. So yeah, there's that. And then we're getting on to the main attraction today, which our producer Matt is joining us for. Say hi, Matt.
That's me.
Yeah,
hi.
Make sure you fall asleep.
No.
It's House of the Dragon time.
Yeah, it is. It is House of the Dragon time, and as we are like to do on these little bits of our podcast, we're going to start off with a spoiler-free little review on the episode and everything. And I will start this time because I've very charitably let you guys start before, and you guys take all my ideas, and then I have to sit here and just agree with you, which I hate. I think that this episode has one of the best, not like Game of Thrones, but not dragons fighting each other, thriller scenes in it that this show has had in a while, which is toward the end of the episode, involving Darren and Gwaine, who is hanging out in Tumbletown now. There's something that happens, and a character puts together what's happening, and it leads to a really dynamic scene with a lot going on that's choreographed really well and ends with a hilarious button at the end.
Yeah.
And I found myself kind of, despite the fact that people were getting parts of themselves cut open and shit, I was sitting there grinning the whole time because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a huge character death in this episode that we will talk about that happens in the first 5 minutes of the episode that I think when this show was premiering, if you muted your TV when this happened in real time and listened really carefully, you could probably hear House of the Dragon fans across the world cheering, right? And I'm really glad to have witnessed it. It's like one of those moments where he's like the character in question isn't as bad as like King Joffrey, but you get almost as much satisfaction from it. And I think that's a testament to the actor as well, and how well they play the part.
So I watch these episodes on Tuesdays so that I can have it fresh in my mind for Wednesday.
Yeah.
So on Monday, I happened to go on Facebook and see the post you put up about put your reactions. What was your favorite part of the episode? And why was it the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And I read that and I thought, I bet something really cool happened in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I got there and I was just like, I got it. Yes.
Thank you. Fucking Ryan Condal, I guess, is who's which, by the way, George R.R. Martin hates Ryan Condal. They really hate each other. Yeah. George R.R. Martin hates this show, and you know what? I don't give a fuck because I've been enjoying quite a lot of it.
Let's see, what else was I thinking? Yeah, there's This
I
show's
wish I knew where my lightsaber was. I had a lightsaber hilt here that I would fidget with when we were talking. I don't know where the fuck it is.
This show is definitely getting another season, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe so.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
There are still way too many balls in the air for the show to keep juggling. Like,
Well, yeah, there's only 2 episodes left
Yeah.
for this season.
Like,
yeah.
Jeez.
there is, however they end up resolving all of this, which I haven't read the book either, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, there has to be at least another season worth of.
Yeah,
stuff.
I think they renewed 3 and 4 at the same time, seasons 3 and 4 at the same time, and confirmed that season 4 will be the last, the last season. So whatever it is, they have to tie it up. Now, I think the problem I've had so far with the show is that the first 2 episodes, as amazing as they were, did not belong in this episode. They belonged on the tail end of the previous season. Or that, not this season, but last season.
Yes.
And the stuff that's been left over for this season, if you take that into account, it kind of takes an 8 episode season and makes it feel like 6 episodes. And it doesn't, without those first 2 episodes, this season so far doesn't stand as well on its own, I don't feel like. And I'm saying that knowing that there's still 2 whole episodes left of the season, and they could be insane, batshit crazy dragon fights and character deaths and monologues, and
there's a lot of things that are sort of tipping over but haven't quite unbalanced to the point where they're gonna fall.
Yeah, but that's what all of last season was more just edging us the whole fucking time. And it's like I just want to see, and thank God this episode gave it to us in the first 5 minutes. It's like finally someone's consequences caught up, or their consequences caught up to them. So I don't know, Matt, do you have anything to add to our spoiler free before we get?
It was just nice to see a good old fashioned Game of Thrones style execution.
Wait, I should, as an addendum to what I just said, some of the best Game of Thrones ever, in seasons 3 and 4, aren't gigantic, huge battles. They are cloak and dagger, palace intrigue, monologues, and political maneuvering and everything. So I wouldn't want you to think that I'm like, oh, I'm only happy unless I see dragons frying each other to death. The thing is that, like, the first several seasons of Game of Thrones, those dragons were little babies, and we weren't expecting them to do anything. We have big dragons now, and now I want to see them nuke everything, right? Because like now that we have them, I want them, I want big, and I get that shit's really expensive, and they've got to be careful with how they do that and everything.
Basically, you just want to see Aegon's conquest.
I do, and the rumor is that they're making a film. That's going to do.
When I go search it up on Google, it is confirmed. It's happening.
Yeah. So,
well, is it confirmed, or is it confirmed by clickbaiters?
I think I remember seeing that that HBO is like, we're doing an Aegon's Conquest film. So that's the thing, though, is that when, like, in the 8th season of Game of Thrones, right before it released, HBO announced 6 different Game of Thrones projects that they were doing. And then they saw everyone's reaction to the final episodes,
and
they're like, oh, we're not going to do so many of those, we don't think. And they saved some for like A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and House of the Dragon and everything. So, all right, well, let's get to some spoilers. If you've not seen this episode yet, go and watch it. You'll be glad you did.
At least watch the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. And this is the only warning you're getting. Turn away now, or be fried by spoilers. So. I appreciate that, like, throughout this throughout the season, I've heard a lot of people argue about Kristen Cole's arc and whether or not they like it or whatever. I just really like the fact that he's out in the woods, miserable, and like he probably hasn't wiped his ass properly in like a couple of months, and that makes me really happy because
fuck that guy.
Is it Kristen Cole? Before we get into this, is such a fucking incel that his entire character is that he fell in love with a woman who was not prepared to put her entire life on hold for him
Mhm.
to go to Essos and sell oranges and fucking cinnamon. She felt her destiny through a prophecy and was like, that's what I have to do. Sorry about it. And he made that, being spurned by a woman, he made that everyone's problem. That's Crispy Cole's entire character, right? And add on top of that all of this hypocrisy about
Because then he goes on to
Sarah
have relations
Yes.
with the woman's best friend.
Yes. And to piss her off? I don't know. And while he's taken a sacred oath to not do that
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
And he, like, you can tell some of his disdain, I think, for women in general by some of the things he said about Rhaenyra in the last few seasons. And well, I just want to put all that out there,
Mhm.
is that he's been this like kind of crazy incel. All women except for Allison are terrible spiders, and
Mhm.
you can't trust them.
If she breathes,
Yeah.
she's a thought.
Yeah, but also, I am the greatest warrior in all of Westeros,
Yes.
and my destiny is to burn out like a hot fucking firework and bring down all the people with me and shit. Right? Just keep that in mind.
Yep. So
So-
Crispy Cole is leading his band of like 12 dudes
Yeah.
through the woods and
Yeah.
the mud.
Uh,
Everyone is having a bad time.
His one dude that like is still with him, because remember Gwaine in the last episode was
Yeah.
like, nope, I'm out of here, fuck you guys.
Wayne took some of his dudes and just noped
Yeah.
out of there.
I've not properly wiped my ass in 2 months, I want to go home now. This guy is like, so the boys found a weird little scene up ahead,
Mhm.
and we something weird is happening there, and we got to go and take a look at it. And so they go down and they take a look at it, and
It's a bunch of dead rivermen
yeah,
in what looks like a burned out camp.
right. But most of them look like they didn't die there.
Yeah, and there's like no sign of whoever did kill them.
They have no idea what's going on, and they're looking around, and then we hear the immortal words from Star Wars. Someone screams, "It's a trap!" And these fucking rivermen fucking spring out of off the ground like daisies,
Yep.
and they just start shanking everybody and shit. And there's a lot I couldn't put in because a lot of this
Yes.
is pretty grisly and
Like
gross.
at one point, Crispy Cole picks up a mace and like
His Morning Star.
smashes half of a dude's
Yeah.
face off.
Okay, so to Crispy Cole's credit, he fights pretty well.
Yes,
And
he might legitimately be one of the best fighters in Westeros.
without a dragon.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So like good for him. Like I think he killed like 3 or 4 guys.
I think it might have been a little more than that.
Yeah.
but yeah.
He like the one guy, like the last guy, he knocks over and shanks him in the chest a few
Mhm.
times, and then he gets up and he's like, wow, that wasn't so fucking hard, and he screams, we light the way, and all of
Yeah.
his soldiers are like, yeah.
His now like half a dozen guys.
Right. And they hear some drums in the distance, and they hear some footsteps, and they look around, and they realize that they are surrounded by thousands of rivermen.
And Northerners.
Yeah, yes. So Roderick the Ruin is there. Fucking the twink boy of Westeros, fucking Oscar Tully.
Yes.
Twink Tully. They just all kind of converge on them and shit, and I like how Cole's like the guy's like, who the fuck are these guys? And he's like, this is our end. This is our big glorious end. Prepare for our glorious end, my friend. And fucking little Twink Tully is like, step forward. We're gonna cut your head off or whatever. And Cole, to his credit, tries to save his bros.
Yes.
In his last moment, he's like, if I strike my banners, will you let my guys go free? And fucking Oscar Tully comes in with this metal fucking line.
I have made an oath to the dead to build a sept of bones, and I don't have enough bones yet.
Yeah, and I do. I love this. I love this look from Roderick. Roddy,
Damn.
who's when Cole asks for his bannermen to go, Roddy's like, haha, no, that's not what's happening here. So that look, he laughs at him.
You can tell you really like this part because you took screenshots.
Oh yeah. So fucking, do you remember in season 2, right before he leaves, Allison pulls out her titty cloth and gives it to him, and he takes a big smell out of it, and he's like, oh, that's nice. That's a nice titty cloth.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that tucked up my sleeve.
Yeah, so he like pulls it and he like gives it one last good huff.
Yep.
You
And sort
know?
of wraps it around his sword handle. He's like, all right. The twink and the bearded dude. I'll fight you two.
The twink and the bear.
2v1 me, bro.
Yeah, and and he gets all dramatic and he's like, and now it ends.
Yeah.
And he takes a fucking arrow to the gut out of nowhere. And he looks down and he's like, the fuck?
That wasn't supposed to happen.
And then he gets hit then he gets hit again. And then he looks up.
And he gets an arrow in the face.
Yeah, which I accidentally took this screenshot. This is one of those like
this is like the last frame that you can show.
Yeah. And he takes an arrow straight through the cheek.
Yeah.
And so Sir Crispy Cole, the greatest warrior in all of Westeros, who's going to flame out in a quasi-orgasmic fucking show of martial combat prowess, and he's going to take down a whole army.
Takes 3 arrows and falls over like a chump.
Dies to a woman.
She's my new favorite character in the show.
This is Black Alley, who we don't know very much about at all.
We know she's a good ass archer.
She's a good shot. She's a fucking good shot.
The Crispy Cole Slayer.
Yeah. So I think based on the limited shit I know about the book, which is very little, I think she ends up married to Kragan Stark.
Okay.
Who was the boy that I was convinced was hooking up with fucking Jacaerys when he goes up to the wall. So they end up married, I think, or something. But yeah, fucking, ordinarily we give our favorite characters Godspeed when they die. Sir Crispy Cole, you got the unceremonious, anticlimactic death that you deserved.
Rest in piss, you won't be missed.
I love this shot. Oh my god. Fucking after Cole falls down, Roddy is like, let's fucking go. And the guys that are left are like, we never should have followed this asshole into battle. Oh no.
What are we doing here, guys?
Yeah. And they just I love this shot where it swarms of rivermen just like rushing in on them and shit. And those guys died. And this is our last shot of Sir Crispy Cole, looking like a fucking pincushion, and he's got his titty rag in his hands. So I wonder how sad Allison's going to be when she finds this out. I also have kind of wondered, because there are conversations later on in the episode where they refer to Crispy Cole in the, they don't know that he's dead yet sense.
Because news traveled slowly.
Right. So I'm curious to know what Rhaenyra's reaction to his death is going to be. Because
fuck that guy.
Yeah, well, yes, but also she had some real feelings for him when they were, kind of fucking around.
When they were literally fucking around.
Yeah, and he obviously was warming the bench for Daemon, for Rhaenyra, and it's like, yes, that's a little icky and weird, but it's Game of Thrones.
Targaryen's gonna.
Yeah,
Targaryen.
it's what you do. Yeah, and Valerians. We found out this episode.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. So, I'm just curious, when she gets the news, if she's gonna just remember back to the good times for a second and be like,
little emotional moment.
Yeah. I imagine that Alicent. I'm not sure how Alicent will feel about this.
I don't know that Alicent cares about anyone other than
She'll
Helena.
probably roll her eyes.
Yeah, she's like, that fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Although he did give good head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let that be his epitaph.
Yeah, he gave decent head. So, at the end of the last episode, Helena and Alicent try to escape through a hidden tunnel or a hidden passageway,
and it did not go well for them.
and they got stuck there. They left the door closed and it locked and shit. So of course, the morning guard sticks his head in to see, he's like, "Are you guys decent?" And he's like, "Oh wait, they're not in here.
There's no women here at all."
Yeah, and they're like pounding on the door, like, "Help us, we're in here." So Alicent and Helena have been caught red-handed trying to escape the Red Keep. Now, the same political issues that have been plaguing Rhaenyra through the last since she's come to King's Landing, really, are still present. Except that now their adversary with all of the Gold Cloak murders has a name now. They know for a fact that it's Ormond and this styled King Daeron over in Tumbletown.
Tumbleton.
I know. I like calling it Tumbletown. I think it's like. Have you ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
Oh, really?
Really?
Huh. We should talk about that sometime because it is, first of all, an amazing movie and also kind of a technical marvel for its time. Anyway, why did I? Oh, because it's Toontown, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. So there are two. There's an angel and then there's a demon on Rhaenyra's shoulders, right? There's the angel, fucking Massaria, who's like, you need to take care of the small folk, you know, and to stop like brutalizing them with, you know, the police and shit.
Yeah.
And then there's Daemon, who are like, but the police
Wouldn't
are my friends.
Wouldn't it be really funny if we just like unleashed a dragon on them?
Yeah. Everyone. You know what?
Yeah.
Everyone gets a dragon. Fucking Tumbletown gets a dragon.
Turns out when you have a
you
half
get a
dozen
dragon.
dragons, everything in the world looks flammable.
Yeah, also he just turns into the dragon Oprah.
Yeah.
You get a dragon. You get a dragon.
Yeah.
Look under your seat. It's a dragon.
Yeah. Now that we know about the eggs later on, that's actually possible. But anyway, he wants there to be a reckoning for the Gold Cloaks.
Yes.
And
because those are his guys, you know, it's his bros.
And now they know for sure who's doing it. He would very much like to murder Ormond Hightower now, and Daeron, because I don't think he realizes. Daemon doesn't know what we know about Daeron, which is that he's kind of a gigantic sweetheart and is in an unfortunate situation that he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's like, listen, Rhaenyra, we need to burn everybody. Fucking Massaria, put her out in front of a dragon. Fucking everyone gets lit on fire. And she's he wants to go straight to Tumbletown and burn the whole fucking thing down. And Massaria gives him this look like, fucking, of course, Daemon wants to do that. Lady Frey and Torrin Manderly, who are, I think, the comic relief on the small council.
They are there. Well, she's there because Rhaenyra had to shut her up somehow, and he's there as Rhaenyra's fall guy.
Right, yeah. Which, by the way, she throws him under the bus hard later on in the episode. But yeah, they bring up the obvious problem with sending dragons everywhere, which is that they only have one setting, which is nuke.
Yes.
Like, they're not precision instruments. You can't really, you know... and... Torrin Manderly makes this fucking this comment about, you know, he doesn't like dragons. He very clearly doesn't like dragons, and he's like, oh, it's the dark magic of the fucking dragons. And off screen, Daemon throws a cup at him.
I wonder if this was scripted.
I don't,
because we know that, like, that great moment at the end of season 2 where Matt Smith adjusts the Viserys' crown. That was not
season
scripted.
1.
Season 1.
Season 1. It was halfway through season 1. It was not scripted, but this has turned into an urban legend, and part of it is true and part of it is not.
Okay.
They did not improvise it while they were filming it. It was improvised in their rehearsal, because the crown fell off of Viserys' head, and he bent down, and picked it up, and then like whoever was behind the camera was like, that's beautiful. We must do that, and they wrote it in. But you're right. There's a lot of this stuff. It would be the funniest shit in the world if fucking Matt
Smith was just so in character that he was just so like, annoyed by these two.
Whoosh!
He just threw his goblet across the room.
And I love this look he gives him. Like, shut the fuck up.
The adults are speaking.
He wants to grab his sword and slice his head off. Look right there.
It's just Damon's like, no, I will not be apologizing. So, and then he makes he's like, also both of you are fat. I hate you. God, he's such an asshole.
Greatest battles are with their own indigestion.
Yeah. So, So Rhaenyra's like, okay, this is a mess, and we can't send dragons, but like my patience has its bounds, and we've reached them.
Yes.
So instead of sending dragons, we will send knives. And Damon's like, I got plenty of fucking knives. I'll go right now. I'll go get my fucking knife box, and I'll get over to Tumbletown. And then she's like, first of all, the most effective assassin has a plain face, which I think is actually kind of a weird, like weird kind of sweet way of her being like, "You're way too hot to be an assassin, Damon."
I think he's way too distinctive.
People know him from a mile away. They're like, "That's the guy that fucking Aemon One Eye is trying to look like."
Yeah.
yeah. So she's like, "You can't go. Obviously, we have to send someone they don't know."
And also, you kind of need to get King's Landing in order.
Right. Yeah, I need you to take care of this gold cloak problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so first of all, Alan also advises patience, which also just kind of pisses Damon off because Damon just really wants to go off on somebody.
He's like, look, my dad's out there with a whole bunch of his dudes. There's even more dudes back at Driftmark. Why don't I just get some of those dudes, bring them back here to back up the gold cloaks?
Yeah. And so Damon fucking stands up. She's like, I need you to solve this problem for me. And he's like, I thought you'd never ask. And he turns around and he leaves. And someone, I can't remember who, but someone's like, do you need help? And he's like, no, I don't. And he just fucks off, right? And then, so in the last episode, Rhaenyra had one Kingsguard guy or Queensguard guy. Now she has two. Did you notice that? So she's moving up in the world.
Later on, she has 4.
Yeah. So one of those guys walks in and is like, "Hey, the Baratheon delegation, the House Baratheon delegation is here." So she goes to meet them to find that Lord Boros Baratheon is not there, which he was commanded by the Queen to come to King's Landing.
Yes.
And the guy there, it was like, we're so sorry. Lord Boros sends his regrets. He's got to go deal with the Vulture King in the Red Mountains of Dorne. And she's like, so you're telling me that I commanded him to go north to King's Landing and he went south to Dorne? And he's like, well, yeah, the Vulture King's been kind of a huge pain in the ass. And she's like, more of a pain in the ass than I can be with my 6 fucking dragons? And he's like,
you raise an excellent point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She's like, furthermore, I could make an excellent case for him committing treason and then executing you in his stead.
And he's like, please don't do that. That would really ruin my day.
He's like, I'm considering it.
Yeah. And he's like, how do I make this up to you?
Fucking go get your man, bring him here.
Yeah.
As he was originally commanded to do.
Yeah. She also looks them up and down, and then she's like,
also give me your belt.
Take off your clothes. And they're like, yes. Okay.
Ooh, I knew Targaryens were freaky, but I didn't know about this.
So I love this shot. We have Vermithor flying over Tumbletown. Also, the shot of Vermithor and Silverwing just canoodling. It's the best part of the episode.
You think they're fucking?
Yeah, I absolutely think they're mates. Yeah, because Silverwing we know is a girl, and Vermithor is a boy. At least they use he pronouns for Vermithor and she pronouns for Silverwing.
So more dragon eggs.
Yeah. So Ulf and Hugh Hammer have a little conversation. And it basically amounts to Ulf being like, my life still kind of sucks.
But now I have slightly fancier clothes.
Right, and a dragon. But like what's the point of having a dragon if no one knows
I can't go drink at the bar?
Right, if I can't go to the bar and kind of, brag about having a dragon.
Hugh Hammer's like, well, yeah, bro, I guess that sucks. At least I still have my wife.
Yeah. He also asks, he complains about not being able to go to the bar, and then he asks Hugh Hammer, he's like, so has your life really improved? And Hugh Hammer's got this look on his face like,
has it?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. So Ulf leaves because it's his turn to go back to King's Landing and take a break, and then Hugh Hammer's gonna keep guard over Tumbletown, and now he's thinking about, my wife's in there. What do I do about that? So Rhaenyra,
so the consequences of Alicent's actions have caught up to her.
Yeah, which pretty much Rhaenyra's just like, you're grounded.
You're not going outside anymore. I'm putting twice as many guards outside your door, and you are not going to fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, you can't go out in the Godswood and hang out with Jaehaera.
Allison's like, would it change anything if I told you that Helena is pregnant?
Right.
Rhaenyra's like, oh my god, it
Yeah,
does.
yes, it
Now
does.
you're double grounded
Yeah.
because I can't have anyone finding out that Helena was
Right.
pregnant.
Rhaenyra does obviously recognize the precarious nature of the situation,
Mhm.
but also isn't immediately like, of course I would have to kill it if it was male. Her response is, do you really think I would do that? Like, are you serious?
Mhm.
And Alicent, I think, really thinks that she would. Or at least she would have to,
Yeah.
right? Afterwards, we get this interesting moment where she comes out of the room. Myssaria's there waiting for her. Mysaria is like, what did that fucking liar tell you? Because in that last episode, Alicent came clean to Mysaria and then made a case for her not telling Rhaenyra and being like, if you don't tell Rhaenyra about this, I will owe you a favor. And she lied by omission. She didn't tell Rhaenyra about the child. And then Rhaenyra's like, so Helena's with child, did you not know anything about this? And Mysaria was like, no, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And then that's the look of a woman who just lied to the queen.
Mhm. In fairness, her job is to lie to people.
Yeah, but
and
not to
figure out
the
when other
queen.
people are lying.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Her job is not to lie to the queen.
Yeah.
She does realize that the maid that worked for Alicent was in the room when this conversation happened.
Mhm.
This is also the maid that Alicent traded her necklace for her to like help her out.
Yeah.
And she looks down and then was like you like to the guard,
Fucking kill her.
yeah, she's a liar and a thief. You need to go kill her. And if she says anything about Alicent telling me she's pregnant, she's a liar. So don't believe anything
Mhm.
she says. The Gold Cloaks, Daemon and the Gold Cloaks all go to where that murder scene was.
Well, Damon's hanging out there,
Yeah,
and then the Gold Cloaks enter, and they're like, we're turning in our badges. We can't deal with this shit anymore. We haven't
give me
gotten
your badge. And
We haven't
gun."
gotten paid in months. We are dying out in the streets. We're fucking done with this.
Yeah.
We got families to support.
Yeah.
And Damon's like, you fucking cowards.
Yeah. Y'all are cowards. I hate you all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see this chat. God loved so much the world that he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, to save them from sin.
Literally none of that is true.
How do you know that? Is a question I would like to know.
And what does that have to do with
Yeah,
anything?
also, yeah, what's that have to do with House of the Dragon? Yeah. Daemon browbeats him a little bit, and I think the Gold Cloaks have finally reached their breaking point, and they're like, sorry, we're out of here, and they all give their cloaks and shit, and he looks down at the cloak, and is like,
there's some wheels turning
yeah,
here.
that's a nice fucking cloak.
Mhm.
So Alan goes to visit his dad.
Who is hanging
Just-
dead pirates from the trees.
He is decorating, I think, the Kingswood with fucking pirates from
the Triarchy.
the Triarchy, yeah. And I like how this is like, whenever
But like, this isn't a case where like Corlys is having his men do it. He is
doing
actually
it himself.
pulling down
Yeah.
corpses and hanging them
Yeah.
from trees.
this is a big part of Corlys's character, which is that when life gets a little too hard for him, or things get too weird for him, he goes off and kills pirates. He did that with when he and Rhaenys lost their son,
Mm-hmm.
Laenor, and like throughout pretty much his entire adult life, whenever something is uncomfortable for him, he gets onto a boat and he goes and fights pirates and kills them, and then comes back, right? And that's what he's doing now, except he doesn't have much of a fleet anymore, so he's just riding around on a horse doing it.
Yeah.
And he's still pretty pissed. And Alan's like, okay, have you not gotten over this yet? And he's like, well, Rhaenyra didn't grant you legitimacy. And he's like, motherfucker, you didn't grant me legitimacy until about 20 seconds ago. What the fuck are you talking about? It took you. I'm a 40-year-old man. And you just did this like 2 days ago. So how about you just
Don't
calm the
fucking
fuck down?
lecture me about legitimacy,
Yeah.
okay?
And this seems...
Corvus is like, actually, that is a fair point.
That's a pretty good point. There is this hilarious scene where the guy that Aegon killed in the last episode, they're trying to bury him, and fucking Jason or Tywin Lannister is the only
He's
one.
the only one who can man a shovel.
Yeah.
And finally, he digs this shallow grave.
The shallowest grave I've ever seen in my life.
He's like, fuck, that's good enough. Fucking get him in there.
Yeah.
And Laris is like, the dogs are gonna fucking see him out. And
He's like,
I was like, here's the fucking shovel.
Yeah.
Dig all you want. Finally, Laris just kind of rolls his eyes and toes the guy into the.
There is this really funny bit where Aegon asks Tywin if he thinks he's a horrible man.
Well, Tywin is like, we should go to Casterly Rock, and Laris is like, we should go to Essos.
Yeah.
What do you think, Your Highness? And
Aegon's just like in his own little...
Yep, he asked Tywin, do you think I'm a terrible man? And Tywin does not say no.
He doesn't say much of anything. He just sputters. And I love, like, there's this look where, like, the camera goes over to Laris, and Laris is like, what the fuck are you trying to say? What?
He has more brain than brawn,
Yeah.
let us say. And finally, Aegon's like, you know what? We're fucking going to Essos.
Yeah, we're going to Essos, yeah. There's this really nice shot. I really like this shot of Rhaena has come out of her cave, and she sees Moondancer and Sea Smoke, which belong to her brother or her sister Baela
and half brother.
Yeah, and Adam Hall. No, it's her uncle.
Yeah. Okay.
Adam and Alan are brothers. They were Laenor's half brothers.
Okay.
Which would make them their uncles.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're daughters of Laena.
Right.
Yeah. Man, all these names are ridiculous. So
I need to study the family bush again.
Yeah. Okay. It was pretty obvious to me in the last episode what Alice Rivers is doing here, and she has the web constructed, and she's ready to pull him in, right? And she's doing some wound repair on him while Aemon's shirtless, and she's like letting her fingertips brush against his nipple and shit, and she's like, "Doesn't that feel nice?" And he's like, "A little bit, yes, mommy." And the whole thing is very strange.
Yes.
And basically, Aemond
is like, I need to fucking get out there, find my dragon, and go burn some shit.
Yeah. And then if I can't find her, then I'll, I heard that she used to hang out around King's Landing. And I like how Alice is like, you get that
dumb
King's
motherfucker.
Like, you get that King's Landing is like the worst place for you to go, right?
Like, everybody in the Seven Kingdoms is trying to kill you.
Yeah. She brings up a good point, which is that wherever they see Vhagar, the queen will assume that that's where Aemond is, and that is advantageous to Aemond because that can honestly allow him to be in two places at once, right?
Yeah.
Or at least appear to be. And so she gets real close to his face. Look. In the last or the episode before the last one,
you saw the moon door.
We get to see the moon door, and we get to go back to the Eyrie, and everyone was like, "Oh, they didn't push anyone through it." Well, they pushed someone through it in this episode,
off screen, but yes.
And
fucking
Lady Longneck
is like, that's always so interesting.
Yeah, I love doing that. I love seeing them fall out of their dumb idiots. So they bring Rhaena before her. Lady Longneck fucking hauls off and smacks her right across the face.
You dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, she's like,
I told you to just fucking go off and hide.
Stay in your cave.
Fucking feed your dragon some sheep or something.
Yeah, you're not. What you weren't supposed to do is take your dragon down to a town where everyone knows who the fuck you are. And she's like, but my sister. And she's like, right. I need you to understand. If the queen finds out that you're here, that's going to be bad enough. When she finds out that you're here and that I've allowed you to be here without telling her, I'm fucked. So we need to stick to the agreement here. Which I'm waiting for Rhaena to be like, that she's not the only one with a dragon, right? And I know, like, the Eyrie is on this nice little hill that is, impregnable from ground troops. But I could fly a dragon and end your existence right fucking now.
assuming Sheep Stealer cooperates.
I think he would. I think I don't think the Dracarys part of his training is the problem. I think it's the not Dracarys thing that he has trouble with.
Yeah.
So, this is where things get a little weird.
Yes.
So Bela and Alan have had this recurring thing throughout the season where they talk about their fathers, right? Because Bela's father is the famed Daemon Targaryen, fucking, edgelord, of the world, and brilliant fighter, and not necessarily known for being the best dad in the world.
He contains multitudes.
Yeah. And Alan's father is Corlys Velaryon, who also is probably not the best dad in the Seven Kingdoms.
Considering his default response to emotions is, I'm going to go kill pirates for a couple of years.
Also, his default reaction to Laenor being gay is he'll grow out of it. So they complain about their fathers again, right? But the subtext of this entire scene is them seeing each other in a different way.
Yes. Bela just gets closer and closer,
Yeah.
and she's like, don't you want to do something that you've never been able to do? And he's like,
You mean like kiss my niece? Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly what I meant.
Then they fuck.
Yeah. Well, they just kissed, but yeah,
They fuck.
They're taking a Targaryen page out of the book here.
Fucking Targaryens, man.
They're not Targaryens though. They're
She's
well,
a Targaryen.
she is Targaryen. Yeah. So yeah,
But he's the Valerians are descended from High Valyria, so it
Right.
kind of counts.
yeah, they're probably it's those families are probably related
They're
through some
so
other incest somewhere.
intermingled.
Yeah. All right, so who is this? Oh, this is Gwaine has showed. Oh, I like how I think we get confirmation enough for me that Gwaine is gay in this episode, which I actually really appreciate about him.
Bi at the very least.
Yeah, I would almost certainly say gay. Now that I see him through the lens of this dialogue, I'm like, I get it was there in front of us the whole time. So he shows up to Tumbletown.
He's had a really bad time.
Yeah, he's of course Ormond is like sniffing on his like little scent ball and shit, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna stick it to fucking Rhaenyra, and Gwaine's like, that's fucking
How
dumb.
precisely?
Because look, I'm gonna explain this to you. The second you guys leave Tumbletown, dead by dragon. Fucking a dragon shows up here.
Incinerate.
Yeah, a dragon shows up here, intent on killing you, dead by dragon.
Yeah.
Fucking, there is no way that you get out of this alive. So, like, you should pack up and go home. And Ormond pretty much calls him a coward.
Yes.
Right. And he looks over at Daron and he makes fun of Gwaine, and you can tell fucking Daron is used to just going along with Ormond's shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also tell that he has this great amount of affection for Gwaine. So he laughs at this joke that Ormond tells, and then Gwaine looks at Daron. He's like, "What the fuck, man?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry." So he makes this. Am I the only person that kind of feels like Ormond's got this Hitler thing going on?
He does.
Yeah, and he kind of delivers the thesis of his entire character.
The patient hunter gets the kill.
And then he calls Gwaine a coward, pretty much.
But he's like, look, you've been out there for months. You probably haven't wiped your ass in 2 months. Why don't you go have a bath and sleep?
Also, this line where Gwaine's like, "I'm not a coward. I saw my friends die around me, and I fought, and I haven't wiped my ass for 2 months."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Well, I'm sure you found solace in some of your brother in arms." And then puts a pregnant pause after that. And Gwaine's like, "I wish, God." And then he tells Daron, he's like, "Go fucking show him where the bathtub is. This guy fucking stinks." And there's this. I'm glad this conversation happens because we view Daron from a different perspective, which is that he is bought into none of Ormond's bullshit. He knows that it's crazy.
He knows Ormond's a monster.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what to do because he is still kind of a kid.
Yeah.
So, and his basic, his basic thing is kind of like, because Ormond or Gawain's like, you could just tell him to fuck off. Like, he's not your dad.
Also, you're the king, kind of.
You may or may not be the king.
Maybe?
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Maybe you be king and you fucking cast him down.
Yeah.
But he does say, he's like, just tell him to fuck off. And Darren's like, who's gonna protect me then? Like, because him and his army are what's keeping me alive right now.
Yeah.
Do you have an army? And he's like, well, no, they're all fucking dead now.
I mean, I have the 3 guys I brought with me from Crispy Cole's camping trip.
He does tell Gawain, he's like, you left me alone with this fucking monster. So you could stick around and help out. And he talks about how much he hates himself when he's with. I think this is a reference to that moment earlier where, he just kind of goes along with Ormond's shit, and it just makes, or the fact that in that episode, at the end of that episode, Ormond basically commands him to kill somebody. Yeah. And he also makes the proclamation. He's like, you and I both know I am never going to be king. That's a fucking pipe dream. That's never going to happen. Yeah. And then he begs Gawain to stay, and it's really heartbreaking because you can tell that, like, he and Gawain have a normal familial relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And he like, I would imagine up until then, before the war started, Gawain was probably his trusted adult. Ormond was not, and that's who he's stuck with now. And it's really sad. And I think that what I like about this so much is that the actor that plays Daron sells it really, really well. Where at the end of this scene, you're just like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I kind of get it.
Yeah. He begs him to say not to leave him, and then asks him if he saw his mother the last time he was in King's Landing. And it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Which probably means they're gonna kill him. They're endearing us to him, and he's probably gonna get
Anyway,
so
speaking of his mother,
so Helena calls Alicent on her. She's like, "You were never gonna bring Jaehaerys with us, were you?" And she's like,
"Well, the road was gonna be so long and hard, and like,
and, babies
no place
just
for a baby.
They cry all the time." And Helena is not okay with this.
Yeah.
She's like, "You are a bitch." She is working on this needle stitch cross point, or whatever the fuck that's called.
And like, Alicent really looks at it and she's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Because it's okay, I'm going to be real honest with you. It's either Aemond, which it obviously is, but this could very easily pass as a White Walker, which is really weird to me. Specifically in season 7 of Game of Thrones, there was a moment where while Jon Snow is on Dragonstone, he asks for permission from Daenerys to mine dragonglass, because Dragonstone has a ton of dragonglass because it's a volcanic, And in the mine, they find a bunch of drawings from the Children of the Forest and everything. And it looks, and the Children of the Forest had drawings of the White Walkers, and it looks just like this. Because I don't know if it's on purpose or not. Aemond has the sapphire eye, so he's got that real bright blue eye, and he's white and everything. But he also looks like he's in a womb, which is kind of weird to me.
Or a pool of blood.
Or a pool of blood, yeah. And then he's surrounded by Harrenhal, right? Yeah. And Alicent looks at this and she's like, motherfucker. So, back in Harrenhal, Aemon's
like,
gonna grab a horse.
Gotta go find my fucking dragon.
This poor stable boy,
holy shit, you're Aemon Targaryen. I have to go tell someone. And oh wait,
Alicent stabs him to death. Yep. And she's like,
I was
okay,
like, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like
before you fly off, before you go off and get killed, I gotta show you something really cool. You want to see it? And he's like, okay, show me. And she's like, they're fucking dragon eggs.
Look at these.
And Aemon's like, what the fuck? Where did those come from? And we learned that these are from Rhaenys Targaryen, not Rhaenys, Rhaena Targaryen, not current Rhaena Targaryen, old Rhaena Targaryen. Because of course, in addition to all the names sounding the same, a lot of them just share the same name, just to make things more confusing. So she came to Harrenhal after the death of her daughter, and she grieved and grew old here. Which, by the way, this would have happened hundreds of years ago, and Alice Rivers is talking about this like she was there, and it's got me wondering shit about how old she is.
Well, let's get to the next part of Alice's plan here.
Yeah, so she says that she's like her dragon Dreamfire laid a clutch of eggs, and then Rhaena died, right? And
the eggs have just fucking sat here, and they're cold. But you're a fucking Targaryen. I bet you know how to hatch a dragon egg.
Yeah, and he's like, it feels warm, and she's like, oh, does it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what else feels warm? These babies we're gonna have, because all the babies you have, all your children are also Targaryen princes, which means dragons are gonna fucking listen to them. Alice is playing a very long game.
I don't understand. So in this quote here, she said, "I have long envisioned the return, the return of the Targaryens to this ancient seat." I didn't think that's what she wanted, because when she was arguing with Daemon, she wanted to be she wanted Harrenhal.
I think she wants Targaryen dragon riders as like her underlings while she runs Harrenhal.
Okay.
Or at least like puppets.
So do you think that this was plan B for her and Daemon was her plan A?
I think her plan A was to just be declared the Lady of Harrenhal.
Yeah.
This might be like her plan C or so.
This feels weird to me
like,
a little bit.
This is a very long game that she is playing, because those dragon eggs, when they hatch, are going to be very little babies, and they're not going to be good for much for a decade or two, maybe more. Granted, if she manages to get that much time and have enough children who can ride the dragons, sure, it'll work out okay for her.
Yeah.
She'll have 5 dragons and be pretty much unassailable by anyone.
Especially if all the other dragons are dead from this war.
Yes.
So maybe she's like, we'll let this war carry on, all the dragons will die.
And Aemond is just going to fuck me the entire time, and I'm going to have so many babies.
Yeah, and then I'll also have 5 nuclear ICBMs at my command, Not a terrible plan.
No,
honestly.
Not really. Like I said, playing the long game here.
Yeah, so she and
Aemond,
they get their freak
they do
on.
a little fucky wucky.
Do they do the fucky fuck on the weirwood bed?
Maybe.
And like both of them are tripping balls the entire time.
I don't.
Man.
Oh wow.
That's got to be crazy.
So
Rhaenyra here's petitioners
attending court. And she is just not into it.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone
it's the same
is coming in with
all their
it's
problems.
The same complaints,
and she's like, look, just fucking talk to Manderly about money.
I do love how she throws him right under the bus as planned.
Yes.
Because this is the whole plan, right? And she's like, you know who's responsible for the money and who is at fault here and not me is Torrhen Manderly. You should go talk to him and not me.
And then this one nun comes up and is like, oh, it's terrible with no gold cloaks around. One of our sisters was kidnapped or whatever. And Rhaenyra's like, I will pray for her.
Thoughts and
Next.
prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
And like, I think she's kind of losing Masari, because like Masari's up on the balcony watching all this, and she doesn't seem all about it.
I think she at least notices Rhaenyra's disposition during this, which is that she's kind of like, oh fuck, these fucking peasants and their never-ending needs, which is such a Daemon thing to think.
And then eventually Rhaenyra notices that her hand is bleeding from sitting on her throne that is literally made of swords. And she says, you know what? I have had quite enough of court today. I'm leaving.
Now, in the broader universe as a whole, getting cut by the Iron Throne, because she's not the first person. Viserys wasn't the first person.
Viserys
but he also wasn't the first person. Getting cut by the throne is seen as an omen that the throne is rejecting that person as the ruler. So she is very quick to cover that shit up, right? She puts her hand over it and she's like, I'm going home, and she leaves. So
this is the worst disguise ever.
But it is the best disguise in that it's so fun to look at. But Daemon has dressed up as a gold cloak. The armor
tucked his hair up under
it
his
doesn't
helmet.
fit well. It's like he looks like such a fucking doofus with a helmet like this on and shit. but he walks around and he's like, look at me, one lone gold cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I could be jumped anywhere in any alley. So thankfully, none of those Hightower bastards are around to get me. And then the Hightower guy is like, we're going to go kill that motherfucker. Let's go get him.
Shank him.
And he gets to the alley. I do like the moment where he gets to the alley. He notices Damon's not there, and he's like, he's behind me, isn't he? And he turns around, and he's like, ha, surprise, like, gotcha.
Yeah. So Damon's like, all right, who the fuck you working for? How many of you are there?
Yeah. And he's basically like, we're anonymous.
Yes. We are anonymous. We are
Yeah.
Legion. Fucking, your queen's going down. Oh, no, you stabbed me in the head.
Oh, yeah. He's not in the head. In the ear hole. He's right in the
yes.
ear hole. He's like, not only will he die, you can't hear anything. Fuck you. And he dies.
Damon's like, well, that's annoying.
On his way out, he
bumps
gets
into
bumped
Ulf.
into Ulf, who at first is going to tell him off.
Yeah. It's like, watch where you're fucking going. Oh, wait,
He
you're
notices
Damon.
who it is, and he could not get that hood off fast enough to give a bow. And Damon's like,
What the fuck are you doing?
if I remember, you're grounded. You're not allowed to go to the tavern. Because he asks, he's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm taking the air. And he's like, you're going to the bar, aren't you? And he's like, I'm totally going to the bar. I'm so sorry. And he's like, you're grounded. If I see you out of the Red Keep again, I just shanked a guy in his ear hole.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do the same to you. And
I
then
think he threatens to cut out his eyes or something.
yeah, it take out his eyes. Yeah, fucking Ulf has had enough. This not being able to go to the bar has so deeply wounded him
Yeah.
that it's wounded him so much that he is ready to talk back to Daemon Targaryen, the Rogue Prince
Who
himself.
is the one person in the Seven Kingdoms that you should
Right,
not talk
yeah,
back to?
Which I love how when he asks Ulf what he's doing, Ulf sputters, but the camera stays on Matt Smith because his like wait, what? Yeah, what's going on?
Go
This is the funniest shit ever. So yeah, he's like, a man
Look,
deserves his simple
I just want to
pleasures.
fucking go to
Yeah.
the bar and get drunk.
I just want
and
a Guinness,
sing songs
dude.
with my friends.
I just want a Guinness. And fucking Daemon throws him down on the ground and threatens him and then leaves.
Yeah.
And
And like all the other people are looking around and they're like, what the fuck's going on there?
including this girl
Mm-hmm.
who was with the guy that just got killed as his little spy.
Yeah.
What I suspect is going to happen here, she's going to report this back, and they're going to realize that one of the Dragon Riders maybe isn't in lockstep with the rest of them. And I think they're going to approach Ulf and be like, well, look, you join our side, you can go to the bar whenever you want. And he's going to be like, sold. I love this shot
Yes.
of Hammer just sitting in the fucking like wheat.
Yep.
He's like, ignore the fact that he's wearing all red and does not like his hair blends in really well, but like the rest of him doesn't.
So he fucking jumps a merchant and is like,
Yeah, he
I'm gonna
walks in.
borrow
He's
your
like,
cart
he's
now.
like, I just want to talk. And then he knocks
Hauls
him out.
down, knocks him out.
Yeah,
steals
puts
the
on his
cart.
clothes
Mhm.
and pulls up to Tumbletown, and he's like, I'm hauling
I'm
whatever.
doing
Yeah.
business. Important business
Yeah.
things.
So, Ormond, Daron, and Gwaine are having lunch or brunch or a second breakfast or something. And then they hear that there's the Baratheon delegation is here to bend the knee.
Yes, and Ormond just gets fully
Ormond's
erect
like,
at this.
Yes, I
This is
knew it.
Everything I always wanted.
He's like, fucking Baratheons, and then Highgarden, and then the
And
world.
then the world.
Yeah. And so I like how he gets up. He's like, you fucking stand up, you
He's like, "Come
idiots.
on."
Yeah. So these guys walk in.
They're covered in mud.
They are
first of all.
covered in shit. So like this guy is like, I come as an envoy. We're gonna bend the knee, and
I apologize for meeting you like this, but
Yeah.
the road was hard. And
yeah, we stepped in some shit on the way
Yes.
there.
Ormond
This
is
puts Ormond
very
off.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, this puts Ormond off so much that he doesn't know. This is the scene I was talking about in our spoiler-free review. I love the scene. So he is so put off by this that he doesn't see what's happening around him, which is that when this guy introduces himself, Gwaine looks at him, the camera pans in on him.
Mhm.
I think he must have hooked up with this Baratheon guy, by the way.
Oh.
So anyway,
Oh yeah.
this guy is like talking and the camera's pushing in on Gwaine and he's looking at him, and then fucking he moves to get closer to him,
Mhm.
and then fucking
Brasso.
the Brasso notices what's happening too, and he's like, what the fuck? And so he moves, And then Daron is like, what the fuck are you guys? What is going on
Yeah.
here? Ormond, no fucking idea what's going on. He is
he's probably
so
so
put off.
distracted by the smell.
Yeah, he's like licking his fucking scent orb, and he's like trying to like keep his shit and everything. And so the guys are like, we would very much like to meet the king so that we can bend the knee, and,
Yeah.
and if you could put me within 3 to 5 feet of him, that would be great.
Yeah.
For bending the knee purposes.
Yes.
And Ormond's like, this is the fucking king right here.
Daron Targaryen.
It's fucking Daron Targaryen. And they're like, he looks over at his buddy and he's like, so we can get in 3 to 5 feet. Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
1.
So like this entire time, it's like that meme with all the math.
Yes.
That's like passing in front of Gwain's face.
Gwaine puts it together and fucking draws a sword and starts shanking
He
people.
he starts like laying into these guys. Brasso doesn't waste a moment, starts killing them as well. Ormond is so close to puking that he doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
And they like, I think he even orders them. He orders Brasso to stop him. He goes to stop him, and then I
Daron's
think
like, no.
yeah, because I think Daron trusts him and
Yeah.
realizes what's happening, and then I think that's when Brasso puts it together, and so
Gwain's like, yeah, these are assassins
Yeah.
sent to fucking kill you.
yeah, and Ormond's like, how the fuck do you know? And he's like, well, I'll tell you.
Because
this guy
had different hair and is way more
Yeah.
good looking than
Yeah.
this fucking.
Yeah, he's
dumbass.
like, this guy is not hot enough to be Aryan Baratheon. I'll tell you.
And he doesn't have a big enough dick
Yeah.
either.
And fucking like, it's just really funny how he's just like this. He's just not hot enough. Okay, and Ormond just pukes everywhere.
Ormond's like, I'm gonna get that Rhaenyra if it's the last thing I do. Also,
Fucking, you
like
know,
right into his wine cup.
yeah,
too.
and you know that Ormond has spent this entire season trying to aura farm as much as possible, and he just spent all of his aura.
Yeah.
It's all gone now, right? No one respects this
Vanished
man
into
after
the
this.
ether.
Yeah.
Hugh Hammer.
He approaches, Hugh Hammer
Reunites with his
approaches his wife, who at first is really happy to see him, but
Mhm.
then I think realizes that he left her. Her brother is dead. Her daughter is dead. She has pretty much nothing.
Mhm.
And he's like, but I have a dragon. Isn't that the
I have a
coolest thing
dragon,
ever?
and the queen has promised me a house. We'll have gold. We'll have anything you want.
Yeah.
We'll just fucking come with me out of
Right.
the city, and
Yeah,
we'll go
and-
to King's Landing, and it'll be great.
Yeah, and she's like, our lives are fucking ruined. Like, everyone we care about is dead. So
But
what?
you have a dragon.
Yeah,
Isn't that great?
Well, good for you. Yeah. And he's like, okay, well, get in the cart. We're going to go home. And she's
Yes.
like, oh, fuck you.
No.
I want a divorce. And so he leaves her.
She doesn't give him a choice.
Right. And he can't get caught
Mhm.
in there. So he leaves her.
Yeah.
There's this conversation between Gwaine and Ormond where,
Ormond's like, all right, thank you. You can stay as long as you like.
yeah. And then Gwaine calls him on this, like, putting Daron up
Yeah.
as the king and everything.
He's like, okay, look, I know that you would never put yourself directly in the line of fire.
Yeah.
But you would sacrifice anyone to elevate your position.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you really doing
Yeah, so
here?
so don't think I haven't. I see you, motherfucker. I know
Yes.
exactly what's going on. I do like how after this episode with the assassins, they're like, maybe we put Daron down with his buddies and he can practice fighting just in
Yeah.
case. Which, by the way, apparently in the book he's referred to as Daron the Daring, and is a really good fighter. We haven't seen much in the show to
Okay.
suggest that, but I assume,
He's still young.
Yeah. So Allison's really upset that Helena can't go walk in the Godswood.
She's like, Helena's very sensitive. She needs the air.
Yeah.
She gets claustrophobic.
And Rhaenyra's like, my guard said that you had some information
To
that,
fucking
yeah.
speak.
She's like, I know where fucking
Aemond.
Aemond is. And
She's
she's
like, you've
where?
known all this fucking time?
Yeah, she's like, okay, where is he? And she's like, Harrenhal. And she's like, I knew that. She's like, I sent everyone to Harrenhal trying to find this motherfucker. He's not there. This is useless. Get the fuck out of my room. And she's like, no.
No, see, here's the thing. Helena sees things sometimes.
Yeah, well, first of all, before that, you are mistaking where Vagar is with where Aemond is, and this catches Rhaenyra's attention.
She's like, actually, I didn't think
Yeah,
about that.
and then, go on.
So Helena has these visions or nightmares or whatever you want to call them, and they're always true.
Yeah.
Every single time. She says she's seen something. It happens.
Yeah, and I like how she prefaces this with, "This is gonna sound fucking crazy," and Rhaenyra's
Rhaenyra's
like,
oh my god.
"I'm a fucking Targaryen. This happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? My father thought he was a dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is insanely valuable."
Yeah.
And Alicent's like, "That is not what I meant. That is not the point of this conversation."
Yes.
And mentions Daenerys getting away from the Doom of Valyria. She flew her dragons over to Dragonstone and shit. So Rhaenyra puts
like,
it all
okay.
together, right? She starts thinking about,
So I probably can't send everybody to Harrenhal because Aemond would be able to hide and avoid them. But if I send a very small group
or just one sword,
or just one
Yeah.
guy to Harrenhal, that can kill Aemond
one sword with someone he trusts.
with someone he trusts.
Yeah.
So guess what, Alicent? You're going to Harrenhal.
Yeah, which she obviously doesn't want to do that on its face, but it's like, I can't. Poor Helena, I can't leave Helena.
Rhaenyra's like, I'll take care of her.
Yeah,
You
in
don't
kind of
gotta
a,
worry about
by the way, in kind of a sarcastic air, she picks up her wine glass and sips out of it. She's like, "I'll take care of her. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Like you took care of my sons, you know,
Yeah.
or like Aemon took care of Luke."
Mhm.
So
Alicent is like,
remember that
didn't
conversation
I
we
fucking
had?
tell you
Yeah.
that the throne and the crown change you?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do things that you would abhor.
Mhm.
So the problem with this is that she doesn't want to go. Alicent doesn't want to leave Helena because Helena's on a hunger strike because she can't go out in the Godswood with her, with her daughter.
Mhm.
And there is this shot of her with this horse that I am sure is vastly significant somehow, but we just don't know. I think this is the Beware the Beast Beneath the Boards thing from season 1.
Okay.
We're gonna look back on this shot and be like, that's what she was talking about. So,
Alicent's like, look, I have to go. I literally do not
Yeah.
have a choice, but will you please just eat
Yeah,
some of this fucking soup?
I can't leave until you eat. And something about this clicks something in Helena's mind, and so she agrees to eat.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, and we don't know why yet, Helena needs her not to be in King's Landing. So she agrees to eat. And they do this thing that they've done in Game of Thrones probably a dozen times, where two characters have their last conversation together, where they make promises about seeing one another again. This is fucking Ned Stark, and the next time we see each other, I'll tell you about your mother with Jon Snow, and all this shit, So I assume that this will be Alicent and Helena's last scene together.
Maybe.
So yeah. Alicent goes to visit Joffrey, who she's not. She's
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra. Who did I say?
Rhaenyra, who you said Alicent.
Oh yeah.
But Rhaenyra still can't face Joffrey while he's awake.
Yeah.
So she just looks in on him while he's sleeping.
This is a pretty common thing with parents who have lost kids, by the way. And I know this from like firsthand. It is extraordinarily hard for parents to coexist with their kids sometimes when they've lost a kid, and I'm almost positive that's what this is. Where because he's the last of the strong boys, he looks like Luke and Jace, and it probably reminds her of them, and she doesn't know how to process that and everything.
Yeah.
And so she's just like, it's easier if I don't deal with them, right? And then Alicent gets on her fucking horse with her one sword, and they're gonna go Aemon hunting, I guess. Yep. And then Orwell shows up and was like, "Hey, there's a writer from Tumbletown," and she's like, "We killed King Daeron," and he's like,
Not really.
No. They sent back some of the armor with this message on it. It says, I can't remember what it says.
Kick this dog and it will bite your hand, or something like that.
Right. And then the last scene, I like how the Valerians, they don't have any ships, but they're still singing sea shanties.
Yeah.
I think they're singing "The Bear and the Maiden Fair," by the way, which is a song that they sing in Game of Thrones when they're trying to feed Brienne to a bear. So Corlys goes out for a piss. He zips up his pants, he turns around,
and there's fucking Brasso.
Brasso's there with his buddies, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And they capture him. and they kill the rest of the Valerians, and that's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
So I would expect that the last 2 episodes of this season are going to be probably pretty insane.
There's got to be some action here.
There's so much that's
There's
just kind of broken down.
So many pieces that are pointed
Yeah.
at each other. Like they've got to do something here.
So like, Rhaenyra doesn't, like, the Rivermen are 2 weeks out from King's Landing. The Valerians, who are supposed to be reinforcing and keeping the peace in King's Landing, aren't coming.
Well, the Rivermen are supposed to be going to Tumbleton, right?
Yes, but they're still 2 weeks out from wherever they're going. They're 2 weeks
Okay.
out. So yeah, so something somewhere has to break, right? And I imagine Tumbletown is probably.
And like both Hugh Hammer and Ulf are a little bit disaffected right now.
You're right. I think there's going to be some kind of betrayal from one or both of them. This thing with Joffrey is going to pay off somehow. This thing with Massaria and Rhaenyra is probably gonna pay off.
Rhaenyra and Helena.
Right.
'Cause now
Yes.
that Rhaenyra knows that Helena is a dreamer,
Yeah.
that's
But I'm sure they'll have a conversation about it. We also there's still a shot from that trailer that we haven't seen, which is Daemon not on his dragon but on a horse, like the rest of the peasants. And I would very much like to know what that's about. And if I had to guess, it's that, we can't take dragons to Tumbletown, so I'm going to take a horse. But surprise, I still have my dragon.
yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of shit happening, and I have a feeling that things are going to get pretty real. So join us on Saturday. I think we're going to do our spoiler review of the new Spider-Man movie, and then we'll be seeing you guys again on Wednesday for House of the Dragon episode 7. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for the chats and the support and everything else, and we'll see